Alright, what is happening, folks out there on the internet? Welcome to the video. My name is Brando Linick, and I want to talk to you today about actually how to start a junk shop business. And you're going to want to pay close attention because we're not just going to talk about that. I'm also going to kind of share with you my experience with this pretty much over the last 3 years, some concepts and principles you have to know when it comes to starting and building a lucrative business that works for you, not against you, having seen a lot of people start their own junk shop business and not know this stuff that I'm going to share with you, and then it results in them, 2 years later, 3 years later, consistently every single year working like 18 hours a day, always putting in more work than their employees. And if you don't want that, alright, you want your business to work for you, not against you, you're going to want to know this and pay close attention. And ultimately, when it comes to a junk shop business, this business model is the very first thing that you got to understand. A lot of people think, okay, well, already know what it is. No, you got to consider the overhead cost associated with it. You got to consider how many customers you're going to need on a monthly basis to cover your overhead costs, but not just cover your overhead costs. You got to look at paying yourself an income and a profit. All right, so you got to profit enough to cover overhead costs, but also pay yourself. And through the long term, all right, the long run, like 10, 15 years, you got to make sure that you're paying yourself enough not just to survive, but you're paying yourself enough to where you can also put back into the business to pay down your debts, all right, your overhead debts, all right. So I hope that makes sense. That's really the foundation of starting it out, mapping out a game plan. And honestly, I'd advise you, unless you really want to learn how to do this, which if you do, comment down below and I'll reply back with more detail on how to do it. But I'd advise you, if you're looking at this to be your own boss, if you're looking at this to take control of your income, if that's really what you're looking for, I would advise and suggest you, before you consider starting a junk shop business, if you hear me out here for a minute, my experience with this goes back over the last year when I came across a person who is building a high multiple six-figure income business on the internet, and they were doing so without any of the overhead associated that you'd have with like a junk shop business, dealing with equipment, supplies, lots of supplies, and inventory space, and just a whole bunch of different things, and sometimes even employees, without having any of that stuff. And without doing anything technical, alright, they're working on the computer wherever there's an internet connection, so they're literally traveling all over the world, living in locations for like 6 to 12 months at a time, and building a business, and living the lifestyle that seemed pretty fairy tale to me, and because of that it was attractive to me. This person was making more every single month than I was making in a whole year, and I reached out to them for help and was able to, in a period of just about 30-ish days, a couple weeks, create a full-time income business on the internet, working very part-time from scratch. And that required work. I had to put in work, alright? I had to learn some things like you'd have to do with a junk shop business, but the cool part was I didn't have to take on any of that overhead, and I wasn't limited to a location. And, like when I say limited to a location with a junk shop business, when you start it, you can't just take that shop and that location and plant it in like Spain or Mexico, and you can't travel the world. So because I wasn't limited and this person wasn't limited, that's what I was able to do. And like I said, not average or typical results, but if you're looking at this because you really want to just be your own boss and you want to start a business that's simple, one that you can do what you want, when you want, truly whenever you want, the best thing you do is learn how to leverage the internet, learn how to build a business online. And I won't tell you the internet's the only way to go, but when it comes to that, if that's really what you're looking for out of a business, to do what you want, when you want, wherever you want, literally, the internet is the best tool and modality you could tap into and learn how to use, especially in today's day and age. So I hope that makes sense. I hope that kind of clarifies some things for you. And if you're following me here, I can share with you what it was shown to me going back over the last 13, 14 months. If you want to learn exactly what was shown to me from this person who's now a good friend and mentor of mine, who's making a high multiple six, practically a seven-figure income business on the internet, if you want to learn exactly what they shared with me, make sure to check out my site. It's 123marketingtips.com. I'll put a link down below in the description, and whatever your passion is, whatever your reason why you want to build a business, maybe it's to travel more, speak a new language, learn an instrument, alright, see your family, move your family to a different location, whatever that reason is, I look forward to sharing this tool and this information with you to help you do just that. And I know this is a YouTube video, but I do mean that. If you're coachable, trainable, willing to learn some things, I'll see you on the other side, and like I said, I'll put the link down below, and I look forward to seeing your success story on the next one. Take care.